Hi greedy 3Ds, today we're diving into a review of the Anycubic Kobra S1 combo. Now when this arrived, I did call up Anycubic's customer service team as in a dim light I thought they'd sent me the Bambu Labs X1 instead. Come on, it's an easy mistake to make. This S1 looks like the X1 cloned, well partially cloned. Think Invasion of the Body Snatchers and you'll be with me, maybe. Just before we get into the detail, did you know that it's Anycubic's 10th anniversary and they're holding a 10 years of trust 10 times a reward event, which includes giveaways of printers, gift cards and other prizes. The company is also running a Light Up Your Maker Tree campaign where participants can win rewards, as well as Let's Hear Your Story contest where users share experiences with Anycubic for a chance to win a Kobra S1 combo or a Photo Mono M7 Pro, plus other prizes. The anniversary celebration also features sales and discounts on various printers. Make sure you check out the link in the description. Is this the multicolor monster that's about to dethrone Bambu Labs? Well, meet the Anycubic Kobra S1, a Core XY beast that promises blazing speed, whisper quiet operation and up to 8 filaments printing in glorious harmony. But is it all hype, or is this the best real deal hobbyists and print farms alike have been waiting for? Let's delve in and have a gander. I'll say it up front, I like this printer. Despite a few drawbacks, it's a strong entry into the enclosed Core XY lineup. And by strong, I'm not just referring to its overall performance, but its metal frame. Luckily, it includes Uncle Jesse safe plastic sides and lid. If you know, you'll know. Although even with the plastic, it's still quiet and sturdy, which did surprise me, but in a good way. The specs are strong on this one, with print speeds of up to 600mm per second and acceleration up to 20,000mm a second squared. Not only quick, and so far man cave vibration safe, thanks I'm sure in no small part to 4 rubber feet. For multicolour printing, the S1 supports up to 4 colours out of the box with the Ace Pro module, expandable to 8. Anycubic sent me the Ace Pro to test and we'll come back to that later. Now, heating filament like PLA can cause the release of TVOX, or total volatile organic compounds, nasty little vapours that you don't really want to be breathing in. Thankfully, the S1 is fully enclosed and uses activated carbon filtration to reduce odours and capture some of these nasty little TVOX. The enclosed chamber also helps to retain heat, which is helpful for materials such as ABS and PETG. Now, inside the casing you will also find a large cooling fan mounted to the right panel. A camera also sits there nestled on the front right for live print monitoring, and the obligatory time-lapse. An LED light mounted at the front helps you see the prints in the dark and helps with that said time-lapse. The Kobra S1 Combo's Hotend has a maximum nozzle temperature of a whopping 320 degrees centigrade and is ceramic based. This superior heat resistance helps to prevent the dreaded clogging due to filament premature melting in the connection from the extruder to the Hotend. It also boasts a tools-free release for easier, less hassle Hotend changes. The bed is a steel build plate which has a maximum temperature of 120 degrees centigrade and uses 3 lead screws connected to the Z-axis via a single belt. And resting on that is a double-sided flexible magnetic build plate. Thank your deity of choice for the S1, because it features auto levelling along with spaghetti detection, belt tension monitoring and power loss resume, although I haven't tested all those functions at the time of this review, as a 3D printer that started the game with manual levelling with paper. Auto levelling is always welcome. What is a tad baffling on the S1 is its 250mm cubed build volume, which is slightly less than similar Core XY printers like the Bambu Labs X1 and the Elegoo Centauri Carbon, which both boast 256mm cubed in each of them. Okay, it's not a major difference that will topple governments, but it will be a notable change. And if you're used to that 256mm build volume, if I'm honest, you might find that it's slightly disappointing. Also disappointing is that whether you use the ACE or not, Anycubic have decided that the back of the printer is a good place to put things. The spool holder if you're only using one spool at a time, or the poop chute if your ACE is being used. Now, putting things at the back of the printer for me is a definite no-no. And other brands are starting to see sense. So Anycubic, if you're watching this, it's about time you did too. Interfacing with the S1 is via a large tiltable 4.3-inch touch sensitive bright screen that is found on the top right of the printer. Now you can tilt the screen to flat if you desire. The screen is responsive and bright with an easy to follow UI to aid setting up and printing. And the right side of the printer also houses a USB slot for manual printing, although the S1 does support over-the-air file sending. Unboxing yielded no dramas. Now make sure you keep these Allen keys, you will need them, and also make sure you read the quick start guide and the S1 user manual. You need to absorb these. Lifting it out, I needed my Weetabix as this thing weighs around about 20 kilograms. It's not light. The first of the Allen key action is required to release the ACE from inside the printer, lifting the 5.7 kilogram bit of kit out carefully. You'll also inside find a cardboard box that is full of goodies that you will need. Further Allen key athletics now required to remove this large piece of plastic that housed the ACE unit. Now, if anyone can tell me exactly what this does, I would be appreciative, because I cannot find any reason to it short of holding the ACE. There is a double-sided PEI sheet. I turn this over, but it does seem to be the same on each side. And now for some peaceful unwrapping. There is some obligatory cable tie cutting, cardboard removal, and further Allen key action to release the build plate. 3 screws should do it. More relaxing unpeeling? No, I don't think we'll bother. This is the plastic top, as I said earlier. No breakages are possible here. And inside the little box we spoke of earlier is the USB stick. You'll have 2 power leads, one for the ACE, one for the machine. You'll have the little splitter that you plug into the back for your Bowden tubes, a connector to connect the ACE to the printer, and also the single spool holder if you're not using the ACE. You'll then find the charcoal bag that we spoke of earlier to keep those VOCs at bay, a couple of spare screws and nuts and bolts and things. Now, if you've ordered the combo with the ACE kit, you will find inside 4 Bowden tubes to connect those to your printer, plus a little bag of PLA. Take your ACE unit and place it on top of the S1, obviously positioning it carefully on top of that plastic lid. Next, you'll take the leads that you found in that little box. There's a 6-port lead here that plugs into the ACE here. There is a 4-port that plugs into the printer here. Next, we attach the connector that allows the 4 Bowden tubes to connect into one via a couple of Allen screws, and once that's in, just connect it to the printer to the little socket here. Remove the 4 blue connectors for the Bowden tubes, and then take your Bowden tubes and connect them into the 4 black receptacles. Doesn't matter which order they go in at all. Once they're firmly pushed in, take the blue clips and push them back into place before connecting your Bowden tubes into the 4-into-1 connector at the back of the machine. Now, I forgot to plug the Bowden tube into the connector. Make sure you don't. That will come back to bite me. Once everything is connected and the power leads are in, turn the machine on. Go through some simple UI instructions to tell the machine where you are. Use your mobile phone to set up your Anycubic app. It's all really easy and straightforward. Then the machine will go through its setup process where it will do a little bit of input shaping and some self-leveling. And once that's completed, and that probably took about 10 to 15 minutes, you're ready for your printing journey. Now, the first thing I did was told it to print, but because of that Bowden tube I forgot to connect, all that happened was PLA spat out of the back of the machine. What a plonker. But if I've done it, you might do it. Make sure you don't. I'm sure there's a law somewhere that says your first print needs to be the obligatory benchy, and so the benchy was born. And I've got to say, I've seen quite a few benches over my time. This one is nice. I've got no issues with it, no stringing, all the overhangs are printed lovely, it's nice and clean. That's good. It's a benchy. We're happy with that. The quality is good. We carry on to print other things directly from the printer. This flexible little dinosaur was next in a different colour filament, printed wonderfully, as did the flexible white shark. All good, no problems so far. Let's challenge it to something a little more. Anycubic Slicer is an offshoot of Orca Slicer, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Most of us are pretty sure we know how this one works, as we've seen it on other printers too. This one is absolutely no different, with the prepare, preview and workbench, which allows you to look at your printer once it's linked to the software. Just make sure that you choose the Kobra S1 in the drop down box here, because it's not set to default and you're away to go. The next thing you need to do is just synchronize your Ace Pro with your software, which is a simple click of a button. Once you've done that, you are ready to start your printing process, and dragging in a file will be as simple as finding the STL file you want and pulling it across into the slicer. So we're going to do this vase. I'm going to change the colour. Again, this is pretty standard in most Orca based slicers. We're going to change it to this lovely blue colour. All the usual settings that you see on the left hand side, quality, strength, support, etc. will be there. And if you want to change something, let's say you want to change the infill percentage, you can do that. If you want to change the infill type, you can do that too. There's lots of videos out there to suggest which one you should do, but luckily this comes with set presets, and if you don't want to touch anything, then you're probably pretty darn safe just using what the Anycubic Slicer recommends. But we're just going to change a couple of settings on here for no other reason, but we can. And I'm going to slice this now with no supports, which is done as usual in the slice setting, as you've seen before on many of the Orca variants. Take a few minutes to slice, or in my case around about 30 seconds. It wasn't too bad at all because there's no supports to be working out. And once that's done and it's sliced, you will get a preview of what your print is going to look like. And once you're happy, just tell remote print to the machine and it will send that across to your printer wirelessly. Now there is a USB stick of course, but I did say earlier that you can transmit files across wirelessly, and this is the way you do it. Just click start print and the file will wing its way through the ether across to your printer. And of course here now is where the magic will happen, as your Anycubic S1 goes to work printing the file that you've sent wirelessly across to it. My experience with the S1 so far has been absolutely flawless, and this print is no different. It's come out beautifully. As you can see here, the picture says 1,000 words and it's printed just wonderfully. So far, so good. Now, if you've bought the Ace Pro combo with your printer, you'll be able to change colours on the fly, which means multicolored prints are now available to you, and the slicer allows you to change and paint and do all the things that you can do to create those multicolored prints. I'm not going to cover it in detail here as it's quite a complex subject and there's plenty of videos out there, but rest assured the Anycubic Slicer and the S1 plus the Ace combo will allow you to do this colour changing. With one Ace Pro you can choose up to 4 colours, but if you connect a second Ace Pro you can choose up to 8 colours. Here we are using the 4 colour option, and the machine will change the colours as it is required, creating that little bit of poop that it will spit out of the back of the printer in between colour changes. And before too long, there you have, in this case, a multicoloured R2D2 unit, printed beautifully and coloured in really easy using the Anycubic Slicer software. And there he is. And I think you'll agree with me when I say that looks really nice. Again, the printer has done everything that I've asked of it. Now, while we're talking about the Anycubic Ace Pro, this is a cutting-edge filament management system designed to supercharge your multicolour 3D printing experience. Built to work seamlessly with the S1 and the Kobra 3, it transforms your setup into a professional-grade colour printing powerhouse. At its core, The Ace Pro supports up to 4 filament colours by default, with an expansion kit you can unlock to 8. When using Anycubic spools, it uses RFID synchronization to automatically identify each filament, ensuring precise colour matching and reducing human error. No more manual input or guesswork. But if you want to use your favourite non-Anycubic filaments, you can of course do so, with the UI allowing you to select type and colour from the touchscreen. But it's not just about colour. The Ace Pro actively dries your filament too while printing. Thanks to the dual 200 watt heaters and internal fans, this helps keep moisture at bay, improving extrusion quality and preventing brittle or stringy prints. Run out of your filament mid-print? Don't worry, the Ace Pro has you covered and you can swap to the new roll uninterrupted. So it's been a while since I used an Anycubic filament printer, and that was the Viper, which I had a love-hate relationship with. It was janky at best, sometimes delivering a work of absolute art, whilst other times nothing more than a stringy mess. The Anycubic Kobra S1, well, it's a bold statement from Anycubic, and honestly a fitting way to mark their 10th anniversary. 10 years in the game, and they've clearly decided to celebrate by cranking the speed dial to 11 and coming for Bamboo Labs. The S1 combo isn't just fast, it's unapologetically fast, with its core XY architecture, direct drive extruder and auto levelling. It feels like Anycubic took everything they've learned over the past decade and packed it into one sleek, aggressive little beast. The Ace Pro has proven excellent and not only allows easy swapping and changing of filaments, preventing run-out failures by auto-swapping to a new roll, and because I print in a glorified shed, the ability to heat my filaments and prevent moisture is crucial. I still have some doubts that in such a closed environment the moisture may not have anywhere to go. And in the UK, it's like there's a horror at the moment, so I won't really know the moisture problem elimination has worked until the weather turns crap. But let's face it, the UK, it's not going to be long, is it? There's no doubt the Kobra S can churn out quality prints, whether that's one colour or more. I've genuinely had zero fails, getting high quality consistently with absolutely everything I've thrown at it. And that's not just me saying that because Anycubic have sent me this to review. That's me saying that because that's exactly what's happened. The touchscreen interface is intuitive and responsive. It's clear that Anycubic wanted this to be a plug-and-play experience, and to be fair, they've nailed it. Being able to monitor the print from the phone app or the Anycubic slicer on my PC have proved very useful and has saved me wandering around in the dark to the man cave to check my print. It seems to work well and has so far been mostly reliable.
Mostly.
Personally, I love the way that Anycubic Next software uses Orca's slicer format. Now I know this, and I know I'm used to this, and I know I'm comfortable with this, and I do believe that the software is not only intuitive, it's beginner friendly, and seeing as there's so much guidance on the Tinterweb for this kind of slicer support, the network is going to be huge, and it will only get better as the software glitches or niggles are ironed out with over-the-air updates. Plus, there is built-in support for most popular filaments, including varying layer height options for each. This takes the stress and worry about what setting to use for what, especially if you're a beginner and a little nervous maybe about using anything but basic PLA. But let's not pretend it's flawless. While the frame is solid, some of the accessory components like the plastic body and the lid feel a tad cheap by comparison. Anycubic's insane decision to mount spool holders and poop chutes at the back of the printer mean hobby users and print farms without all-round access will need to contort their bodies or print third-party fixes to make their life a little easier. The Ace Pro of course softens the blow, but users using only one spool only will be cursing so loud you'll hear them from the moon. And there's the loss of that 6mm cubed in the build area. Yeah, I know it's minimal, but I see no reason why. Leave me a thought about this in the comments. Am I moaning for nothing, or does 6mm cubed matter to you? There's no Ethernet port either. To me, that's really not an issue, as it does over-the-air sending via Wi-Fi, but is it an issue to you? Answers in the comments. For the price of £550, well, at time of this review, the combo is a serious contender to the much more expensive options on the market. And yes, I'm looking here at you, Bamboo Labs, the X1 particularly. That's literally twice the price. Honestly, I refer you to my Invasion of the Body Snatchers reference here. If Anycubic hasn't copied the X1 to some degree or other in lots of elements, bar the 256mm cubed build plate of course, then I will be a monkey's uncle. I will have an affiliate link in the description, and if you like what you saw and you feel that this printer is for you, I'd really appreciate it if you use the link. That way a little bit will seep back to the channel and help me produce more content. But if you don't want to do that, absolutely no problem. The link is there to be used if you want to, and I might be able to, I'm not going to promise, get you a little bit of a discount. Make sure you check the description. Anyway, the S1 is fast, feature rich and definitely beginner friendly. If you're looking for a printer that celebrates Anycubic's legacy while pushing into the next chapter of desktop 3D printing, the Kobra S1 combo is a worthy tribute and well worth your consideration. Just be ready to stretch and limber up, to contort yourself around to its rear end, and maybe toast to 10 years of progress for Anycubic while you're at it. So I just want to say thank you to Anycubic for sending Old Greedy 3D this Kobra S1 with Ace Pro to test, and also for not asking me to say or not say anything. They just give me complete free rein to say anything I want to do, and this review, although they've sent me the machine, is absolutely from the heart. Everything I've said is genuine, and I've got to be honest, I really do like this printer. You've seen on the video that it's thrown out some amazing 3D prints, and it's continuing to do so even when I've stopped recording the stuff that it's throwing out. It's just been really, really good. Now I know that some people will say that the Anycubic past history has been a little bit hit and miss with some of their printers. I'm not going to go into the detail of all that. All I can do is review what sits in front of me right now, and this Anycubic Kobra S1 and its Ace system is just fantastic. I'm so pleased with it. I genuinely am. And if anyone knows Old Greedy, you'll know that I will tell you the truth every single time. It's been a wonderful machine. Absolutely recommend you get one. Now of course it's going to sound a bit controversial, but there is a link in the description. It's an affiliate link if you want to buy one. If you don't want to buy one through that link, absolutely fine, don't do it. Go and do your other research, look at other people's videos and see what they have to say. But if you do follow that link, a little bit will kick back to Old Greedy, and there's a code in there as well that gets you $20 off. It's not a lot, I know, but it all helps. It all helps you guys. Don't forget as well that they're running their 10th anniversary sale and competition, and go and check that out on the website. All the details will be down below. If you like what you see today on Old Greedy, please think about subscribing to the channel. A quick free click and you are done. We've also got a Patreon that you can join for nothing, or it's a couple of quid a month. Leave me a comment about what you think about the printer. If you used it, you're going to use it, let me know. I've also done a follow-up video about my 5 favourite 3D printed add-ons. I'll link that at the end. Make sure you check that out. Thank you again, Anycubic. Thank you guys for watching. I'm now going to go and play with my Kobra S1 a little bit more because I like it that much. I genuinely do. It's a great machine. You've got to go and check it out. Thanks for watching.